Miller Moore, and they're going to run. Up top, and there it goes.
Well, you like to see that. Ruggsy Miller Moore keeping the ball inbounds, and when you fill the lanes with Ruggsy, he's liable to find you. How about AP giving you a two-handed punch to start out the scoring for the Surge?
Talk about the importance of playing together, and a good sample there early on. Allen with the cut. He is fouled on a slick pass, and the CBears strike.
Underrated passer is Jeremiah Tillman. The guy loves to work from the top of the key and extend it as well. Make moves in that painted area. JT will find you, and he just showed you right there, hitting.
Patterson goes to work on Hildebrand, body to body, and he scores. Allen guarded by Baugh. Into the hands of Osborne, who made a splash in his CBears debut, scoring 24. Played in Romania over the winter months. Osborne here trying to get on the board. That doesn't fall. It's knocked out of play. And it will go to Calgary. Osborne, a guy who's no stranger to the CEBL, has played with Edmonton, with Montreal, and with Ottawa.
Yeah, definitely took the Surge by surprise there a couple days ago, but not the case today. You understand what Osborne's able to contribute to this offense. Got to be prepared for him.
Ruggsy Miller Moore finding a way to get it up and in. Ruggsy becoming the 4th player in CEBL history and first Canadian to reach 1,500 points in that game in the Manitoba capital. And he's back at it again on a Sunday afternoon in Calgary. Here's Patterson pulling up for 3. Knew right away it wasn't on the mark. They fight for it and they'll get it back. Calgary at 0-9 on the season, 0-3 at home. Winnipeg, like Calgary, playing 6 of 9 on the road to start their season, but coming in at 5-4. Here's Baugh looking for something. And they get it to McGowan's on the move, pushing the pace. Finds Osborne, who's into the paint. Osborne up with the right hand. And the CBears extend the advantage.
There he is, a great slasher. Here's Osborne showing you it right there. Gonna need a little bit more help and on-time rotation.
Great feed there by Gilliard into the hands of Brown, who couldn't help but score. McGowan's allowed to make his way deep. Brown then says that's enough. Miller Moore to the corner. Some time here for Baugh. That's short. Trying to get to it, Gilliard. Hildebrand starts it back the other way to the corner. Hildebrand looking for 3. And the rebound taken by Miller Moore. Simon Hildebrand, 2-time developmental player of the year in the CEBL. Spent time at the University of Manitoba before heading south. Here's Gilliard rounding the corner, slashing through, and draws the whistle.
You saw that action right there. Again, that was a pass from Gilliard going to Javonte Brown. That move has been unstoppable for them here this season.
Foul is on 8, Teddy Allen. The officials clarifying. The officials for this, and the crew chief is Jason Steele. The umpires Josh Carruthers and Zach Udamoran. One of the players into the game for the CBears, DJ Burns, making his first appearance. Miller Moore with a tough shot, finds the bottom.
What you want to see from Ruggsy on the baseline out of bounds, get to that 15-foot range and get the arc under that shot, drop it down real quick.
Osborne watched by 2, gets the shot away, a little shy. Allen tried his best to save it, but the Surge will take over. Calgary now with the 3-point advantage as Baugh transports it. Baugh in the G League this past season, also spent some time in Basketball Africa League. Empty trip for Calgary. Cheney went one way then the other. Takes it back up top and organizes. Cheney, Hildebrand driving, Hildebrand finishing as he got downhill and put it away with authority.
Yeah, no rotation right there as the overcommitment from Ruggsy Miller Moore gives Simon Hildebrand a lane to the basket, and there is only one way to go in that case. That's upstairs.
Patterson works hard and gets it to go. He's also going to make a trip to the line.
That's about it off top here for AP. All about chasing the game, and that's what Patterson does so well. Get to the basket and convert.
Patterson using that aggressive nature to make things happen. They're going to tack one on here as he heads to the stripe. 86 foul shooter on the season. Want to remind you to follow CEB League on all social platforms. Stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League. That's CEB League. Cheney draws 2 defenders inside for Burns. Had a hard time getting his hands to it. The whistle is called on the inside. Or the foul is called on the inside. The whistle goes. And Ruggsy tagged with his first.
Yeah, smart. Big brain play right there from DJ Burns. Get on the interior of Ruggsy Miller-Moore. It's going to keep him in the back pocket. It's going to force Ruggsy to kind of come over the top with a steal attempt. And official saw an opportunity to blow the whistle.
Play back underway after the inbounds. Callum Swanton-Rogers swapping out Javonte Brown to the left for Krause. A good shooter. That one off the mark, though. And into the front court, Patterson. Gets it to Ball. Ball driving. Gives to Miller-Moore. Caught a little flat-footed. That's not a problem. He knows where to go.
That he does. Damian Baugh so good in the open floor. And decision-making is definitely a huge benefit to Baugh's game, so it's a good job handing the ball off to Ruggsy Miller-Moore, who gives you an easy 2.
Baugh up over 5 assists a game, and his time with the Surge. Cheney splashing from long distance. 3-point Surge advantage. Just past the midway mark of the opening quarter. Swanton-Rogers hands it off. Baugh, edge of the lane. That's a tough one. Finds it.
Sometimes when you miss a couple shots in a game, it can be easy to kind of try to fade into the background. Not the case for Damian Baugh. Stay aggressive with it now.
And Ruggsy, talk about aggressive. Nice defensive play and the safe finish.
Play those passing lanes like your life depends on it. Ruggsy Miller-Moore getting his hands on basketballs here quite often early on. Good sign for the Surge defensively.
You talked about Teddy Allen, Isaiah Osborne, and their good hands defensively in the last game. Can be a difference maker playing both ends. There's Burns, and he scores. Patterson met early, finds his way through to the perimeter for Adeladoon. Adeladoon for 3.
Oh, major right there for Olu. Despite being such a great three-point shooter, 3 for his last 20. Olu needs to shoot himself out of the slump, and that is how you start that right there.
Guy who always works on his stroke and has been a consistent producer from beyond the arc, up over 40% in Mexico over the winter. Adeladoon with a big one here, and they get the ball back. Chance to put a bit of a run together. Miller-Moore is crashed into, no foul. Patterson thought he got his hands on it. He did all right, but couldn't squeeze it. And the Seabears will bring it back in from the baseline. Surge with a nice advantage here as we work our way through the opening quarter in Calgary. It's the CEBL on CBC Jam, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Surge fans, it's time for you to play Alberta half-court heat. Alberta's only option for
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying...
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around. With free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Back to Calgary, the Surge with an 8-point advantage, their biggest lead of the contest with 3 and change to go in the opening quarter. And turnovers are playing a part early on.
Yeah, they are 0 turnovers early on for the Calgary Surge, taking care of the basketball also well. And on the flip side, 3 for Winnipeg. So not only are you creating turnovers, you're benefiting from them as well. 4 points from turnovers here for the Surge early on in the game. You see the activity up top for Ruggsy Miller-Moore. You see the finishing in transition. Hustle plays right now working out so well for Calgary's efforts.
Ruggsy Miller-Moore leading the way with 8 points already in the opening quarter. A 7-point First quarter of this stage for Addie Patterson. The Surge are looking for a 40-minute effort. They know that it's going to take 40 to get by this Sea Bears team. McGowans draws two defenders up top. Finds an outlet and Burns, gets it back. Cheney ranging to his left. Cross back for McGowans. Still 8 to shoot, open from the corner for Cheney, and that's good.
Way too much space right there. We talked about a 40-minute effort. Those are the kind of plays where communication is vital for the Calgary Surge. Cross-court passes can bust up a zone defense, but you've got to be on a string.
Interim head coach Dave DeViro talking about the importance of minimizing lapses, of being able to get that next play right. Not give the other team hope through runs. Adeladoon looking for three here. Off the iron, taken by Burns. Cheney on the run. Filowich driving. He did not play in the game on Friday night. Been a little bit banged up. Gets the ball to McGowans. McGowans backed up by Callum Swanton-Roger out of Old Dominion University. McGowans, Burns. Corner, Cheney again left with space and time. Not made to pay. On this occasion, the Surge back to the attack. Miller Moore driving, gets tied up with Filowich. His jump ball will go to the possession arrow.
Tough break right there for Miller Moore. Saw hands on shoulders, hands on elbows. You're seeing right now, if you're Sean Miller Moore, you're seeing the officials here putting the whistles away when it comes to you. So it's time for you to change that game a little bit. Understand you're going to be getting some contact and power through.
Calgary leaders 5. The Surge with Adeladoon, Miller Moore, Patterson, Javonte Brown, and Baugh in the contest. Baseline for Baugh. They get it to the perimeter. Straight away, Peterson off the mark. And the Sea Bears collect. Cheney, Tillman Jr., Osborne, Krause, and McGowans for the guests. Inside for Tillman Jr. And at the rim, he's defended by Brown, who thought he did enough to protect that rim.
They play off some high action there for the Sea Bears. Brown met Tillman at the top. A little bit too much contact down low, but nonetheless, that's the kind of physicality you need to have if you're the Surge. Nothing easy in the restricted area.
So after that contested effort, Jeremiah Tillman Jr. to the free throw line. And he is a 60% free throw shooter. Want to remind you, Cal Tire, proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. You can shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Tillman Jr. gets that one to fall. Just 3 points separating the teams. Baugh out and Gilliard in for Calgary. Pushing the pace, Brandon Muntu. Muntu, a handoff, intercepted. McGowans takes it the distance. And the showmanship doesn't pay off, but he's got good support from Krause, who makes sure that wasn't a wasted effort.
Yeah, McGowan spiked it, but that's why you run the floor like Mason Krause does so well in U Sports. Gets himself an offensive rebound and 2 more points.
Cheney tagged with a foul. 4 fouls on the Sea Bears. 2 on the Calgary side. 80 seconds to go in the first 10 minutes. Calgary with 3 consecutive home games. Starting with this one, Brampton in on Wednesday, and then they'll take on Montreal on Saturday in a home game that will be played in Lethbridge. Javonte Brown to Rugsy Miller Moore. A little tied up in the corner. Still 7 to shoot. Miller Moore resets. One-on-one with Cheney. Drives Cheney, pushes the basket, and called for the travel in the end. Cheney a little shaken up after the coming together.
Yeah, tough break right there for Cheney, but even tougher break for Miller Moore. And you saw Cheney, all he did was just kind of drop back a little bit. Didn't provide any resistance that Rugsy thought he would be getting, and just kind of caused him to get 1 or 2 extra steps in there that the official saw.
Rugsy's going to take a seat, catch his breath. Addie Patterson coming in. Patterson recently had a birthday. He's now 25 years of age, out of Eastern Michigan. Here's McGowans. Goes low to the newcomer, Burns, working against Brown. Brown gets the hand up and turns it away. Great defensive effort by Javonte Brown. Patterson inside looking for Brown. Put it low enough it could get picked off. Back the other way, Krause scores. And there's a foul.
Yeah, this time he's going to get the foul. But how about Trey McGowan once again baiting players into thinking a pass is there that is most certainly not. Waits for it to get in the air, slides in from underneath, and once again, Mason Krause is the beneficiary of running the floor.
That's a well-read play and a good transition from the Sea-Bears, and some communication afterwards from Javonte Brown, and he's just indicating to Addy Patterson he can put that up a little higher with the 7-footer there.
Yeah, most certainly got the longest arms on the floor, can get way up high like we know Javonte Brown can, so don't be afraid to throw it way up where no one else can get it but Javonte.
Got a couple of guys coming together there, and we've got an unsporting foul indicated here. Addy Patterson's got to be careful. He likes to play with emotion. Just got to keep it the right way. Unsporting, so 2 shots in the ball here, and that's the kind of thing you don't want to get into, giving the opposition ways to fuel their comeback.
No doubt. You got a guy like DJ Burns who has shown you here through the first part of this game that he is a dog on the offensive glass. You got position on Addy Patterson right there, and understand the frustration, but you can't let it manifest into an unsporting foul. 2 plus the ball here.
Surge led by as many as 8 in this opening quarter. They're trailing by 1 now. Ball game in Winnipeg on Friday night. A 1-point Sea-Bears lead at halftime, which was extended in the third. By the time they got to target score time, the Sea-Bears were home and cool. They're up 14. And what is often the most exciting part of a CEBL game was not in this case, as the Sea-Bears are taking care of business coming back home. Burns can't get the second one to go, but the Sea-Bears hold on to the basketball. Winnipeg team that, as mentioned, started with 6 of 9 on the road, 2 and 4 on their travels, but 3 and 0 at home, importantly. Here's Osborne. Krause. Burns hangs on to it. Now in a straightaway spot, Osborne. A good look. Surge come up with it. Evan Gilliard coming off 15, 2 and 6 against this team 2 nights ago. Final seconds of the quarter. Gilliard looking for that shot, too strong. And it will be possession Winnipeg with 2.9 to try and make something happen. Long effort off the glass is no good, but the Sea-Bears, who found themselves in a big hole in the first 10 minutes, find themselves with a lead at the end of the opening quarter. 24-22 is the score in favor of those Sea-Bears. They're looking to get to 6 and 4. The Surge trying to snap a 9-game losing spell. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
We want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing our illegal gambling sites instead.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
So much of your money.
Now you might have questions like,
Do our profits benefit your community?
No.
Or bet with Play Now, Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
it's a pretty impressive thing when siblings play for a professional sport together, but when they play with the same organization, it becomes quite special, and that is the case for Calgary's Comba brothers, Mathieu and Ben. Mathieu, you're the older brother, so how special is this to have your little brother Ben here with you?
A pretty good feeling. When I was in high school, I thought I'd have my other little brother join me so I could see him play and he could see me play, but we didn't have that case. So doing that at a professional setting is amazing, you know, and so I'm just trying to teach him the ropes, try to be a professional because I've been doing this a little bit longer than he has. But yeah, it's exciting. It's special.
Absolutely. And Ben, being the younger brother, how much did your big brother influence you growing up?
He influenced me a lot. He kind of taught me how to have discipline and work hard, so a lot of appreciation for him, for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Mitch, Jermaine, we'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Deb. Great to hear from Mathieu and from Ben. Yeah, it is certainly unique and certainly wonderful to see a couple of brothers in the same organization. And what addition Mathieu should be. He is a veteran professional, had a great career in Spain going, just coming back from his most recent season there, and expects to be in the Surge lineup soon. Ben trying to work his way into some minutes as the season plays out.
Yeah, and I'd like to speak on the Combas personally. Being a Calgary native as myself, I'm very familiar with Ben, with Mathieu, and he was talking with Camille Combas as well. The basketball Calgary Combas are a force to be reckoned with, so it's great to see him out here doing things professionally.
Good read there by McGowans. He got it to Allen. Allen with a rare miss, and the Surge trying to get it back. It's going to stay with Winnipeg. The Surge telegraphing that exit pass and got themselves into a little bit of hot water. But you make a great point about the Comba family. They've been setting the tone around here for some time, and you always look to the community for people who are sources of inspiration. And when you've got a group like the Combas, you can really look to them as people who set that tone. And you know, you talked about it before, when people see people doing it in their community, they can do it too, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, most certainly the Combas are great hoopers, but more importantly, great people. If you've spent any time on a court anywhere in Alberta at all, you know one or multiple of the Combas. So again, to see them out here thriving together, striving together, it's special to see.
Baugh drove the basket there, had it knocked out of bounds. Surge retained possession. Seabears with the only 2 points in the early moments of this second quarter. Just to finish the thought on the Combas, we were here a little bit earlier today at the shoot-around. Matthew's had his first shoot-around of the season. What does he do? He pulls Brandon Muntu aside at the end of the practice and has a little conversation with him. You can tell, just making the youngster feel more comfortable.
Yeah, just a couple Calgary kids cutting it up. And Mathieu, he's had so much experience here playing for the Calgary Surge. So when you get somebody who's brand new to the team, like Brandon Muntu, and you get that big bro moment when MK's able to come down, kind of show you the ropes, talk a little bit, it can mean leaps and bounds for Brandon Muntu's game, I'm sure.
Swatted out of play. It'll stick with Winnipeg. Hildebrandt checking into the game. Hildebrandt, Tillman Jr., Osborne, Allen, and McGowans for the visitors. Muntu, Brown, Gilliard II, Baugh, and Edgem for Calgary. Here's McGowans with a little room. And he makes it count. Great finish there from McGowans, who composed himself and made sure he scored it, and they stretched the lead to 7.
Yeah, what a start here for Trey McGowans. A couple of steals. Now he's got his second 3 of the game. You're really starting to see him come into his own in this second quarter. What a great job.
Critical time in this opening half for the Calgary Surge as they try to find their way back in it. This is CEBL basketball. You're watching it live on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Yo, what? Need a goalie? I'll hop in here. Let's have some fun.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
We want to thank you for not betting with Play Now and choosing our illegal gambling sites instead.
Because we couldn't afford things like this without your money.
so much of your money?
Now, you might have questions like,
do our profits benefit your community?
No.
Or bet with Play Now, Manitoba's local legal and secure gambling site.
Back at WinSport Event Center in Calgary, Mitch Peacock, Jermaine Cummings, and Deb Madnichka with you. It is the back half of home and home between Calgary and Winnipeg. Calgary with a good start to the ball game, had an 8-point lead in the opening quarter. They trail it by 7 now, and ball management, taking care of the basketball, has been a way back into this game for Winnipeg, thanks to a little sloppiness from the Surge.
That it has. Halfway through the first quarter, Mitch, Calgary Surge had 0 turnovers to speak of and were playing engaged offensively. Now, they've been forced into 5 turnovers, and more importantly than that, Winnipeg has turned that into 7 points on the other end after those turnovers. So Calgary's going to have to take care of the basketball a little bit better here if they want to get this lead back.
Ruggsy Miller-Moore helping to carve into the deficit. Now a 5-point game. Allen working to his right. Wanted to go inside for Tillman Jr. Too much traffic there. The ball caroming back. And here's McGowan's working against Gilliard II to the corner. Tillman Jr., the big man with room, and he makes it pay.
That's been something that's been there for Winnipeg the entire game, Mitch. They're doing such a great job of recognizing that the Surge aren't rotating to that corner in a timely manner. So what do? You plant someone in that corner and you let them know that they've got a wide open jumper. And unfortunately for the Surge, Winnipeg is taking advantage of that here.
That's 5 made threes for Winnipeg already. Inside, Javonte Brown. He thought he earned a trip to the line. Didn't happen. Surge need to get back defensively. Osborne. Perimeter for Tillman Jr. to Allen. Relatively quiet early on. Allen can't score it here. McGowan's hustling to get to it. The Surge find it. They've got some numbers on the move. Miller-Moore, well read by Tillman Jr. Swatted that away. Tillman Jr. to the corner and just ran out of real estate.
They did a little too far in the corner. So lucky right there if you're the Calgary Surge. Because surprise, surprise, there was Allen heading to that corner. If you're going to play that 2-3, it's time to tighten things up on the rotations a little bit. Find that corner faster. See if you can force them to drive baseline.
Evan Gilliard to his right. Tries to get around Allen, lost his footing a little, salvages it, Edgem for 3. Not this time. Hildebrand working against Edgem. Hildebrand off the glass, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, it's a smart play right there from Simon Hildebrand. You have Edgem backstepping right there, so what do? You take it into his chest, initiate that contact, and see if you can get to the line, just like you did.
Simon Hildebrand out of Washington State, at least that's where he played in his senior season. This is a guy with a ton of experience in the CEBL and really a beneficiary of the CEBL and its developmental approach for young players. And he has a chance now to make it a 3-point trip. New Era, the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL, and all 10 teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys now by visiting CEBL.ca. 9-point advantage to the team for the Manitoba Capital. We got some contact here. It's going to be a foul against Burns.
And seeds have been planted on that one for a while. During some of the breaks, I saw guys like Javonte Brown and even Olu Adeladun talking to the ref, being like, hey, this Brown's got 2 hands on my back, which is not something you can do. They saw it right there and blew the whistle. So it's a good job right there by the Surge, letting them know that there were some infractions abound.
First whistle on Burns. Baugh tried for the triple from straight away. Still trying to find his range as a shooter in this league. He seems to understand how things work with these guys in terms of distribution and finding plays to make, but his own scoring hasn't quite come along. He's a 15-point-a-game guy from the G League.
Yeah, definitely a scorer is Damian Baugh. But like you said, he is finding ways to affect the game other than scoring. But once that scoring comes with him, you'll see the full display of what DB can do for you.
Gilliard changing pace, changing direction, finding the mark, back the other way. Cheney taking advantage of the Surge defense. Gilliard into the middle, inside for Edgem. That's 2. Good vision there from Gilliard to find Edgem on the inside. Edgem comes together with Hildebrand. And another foul is called. Second team foul on Calgary. Still 5:20 to go until halftime.
The foul called on Surge number 22, Dion Edgem, second personal, second team foul. And for Winnipeg, number 5, Jason Krause for the
Addy
Surge.
Patterson on 2 fouls, Edgem on 2 fouls. Nobody with 2 in Winnipeg colors just yet.
Yeah, starting to rack up here for the Calgary Surge when it comes to fouls. And worst part is you're still giving them a chance to get the ball up towards the rim with these fouls. If you're going to foul, make sure they don't get that shot up, because you've seen here a couple of situations where they've given up 3-point plays just based off of careless foul attempts.
So Edgem comes out, Adela Dune checks in. Patterson playing on those 2 fouls, guarded by Krause. Coming up to take the basketball, Brown looks to the inside for Gilliard. Gilliard for Miller-Moore. Brown. Gilliard now monitored by Osborne. 5 to shoot. Driving is Gilliard. Scoring is Gilliard.
First step gone right there as you see Gilliard get by Osborne and finish with the righty scoop.
Krause with another open look from that corner. Doesn't fall this time. Chance for the Surge to carve into the gap between the sides. Slow it down, try to get it right. Patterson to his left, gets up to the glass. He'll score and go to the line.
And that is Addy Patterson at his best right there. Come off the curl, go downhill like nobody's in front of you. And we already know he's going to throw his body at whoever's there. So get to your spot, get into the paint, and make sure you're able to see that you can get it. So take a look here. No help, rotation late. Addy Patterson makes sure that he capitalizes on that situation.
Coast got his money's worth on the foul.
That he did.
You talked about, not giving away any easy ones. The Sea Bears have come to work. They've got themselves a 5-point advantage. Mike Rainbow taking the timeout. So the teams gather their thoughts at a really important time in the game, in particular for the Calgary Surge, as they want to make sure this one doesn't get out of reach. I want to remind you that at halftime, we've got plenty for you to stay with us, including a sit-down interview with Sea Bears guard Mason Krause. Deb's going to interview Sea Bears head coach and general manager Mike Rainbow. We'll check in on the halftime stats, and we will revisit our players to watch, Teddy Allen and Addy Patterson. Teddy Allen so far in the contest, 3 of 6 shooting, 7 points for the league's leading scorer. Patterson contributing with 9 of his own on 4 of 6 shooting.
Yeah, and the best part about Patterson is just that activity you're seeing. Got to the line, shooting 100% from there, shooting 4 for 6 from the field as well. So not only scoring well, is Patterson doing it efficiently at the same time.
Surge shooting 55.2% from the field in the game. It's not been a strength for them this season. Bugsy Miller-Moore, 5 of 6, very efficient. Winnipeg at 42.4% in the game. They're a 48.3% field goal shooting team through their first 9 games. 5 points separating the sides as Patterson goes to the line.
Man, Calgary shooting only its 2nd free throw here of the game thus far as a comparison to Winnipeg's 8. One thing you want to do if you're Calgary is not let that deter you from being aggressive. Continue to get to the basket. Eventually you'll get to that line.
Lead remains at 5. They head to the corner, kept alive. They'll skip it across. Extra pass, Osborne. No, rebounded by Balamu, too strong. McGowan's to the inside. Good vision there from McGowan's. And they'll draw the foul.
Vision from McGowan's, strength and positioning from Trey McGowan's as well. You're really starting to see him show his worth for the Winnipeg squad. Not only can he score the basketball, but doing a little bit of everything here today. Great rebound, and an even better job finding Balamu for the second chance opportunity.
McGowan's anticipating plays at an incredible rate in this game. 4 steals. He's got 3 assists as well to go along with 3 points. And he has been a guy that's been able to turn the tide in this one with his play at both ends.
You need guys like that on any successful team. Somebody who can score, but someone who's more willing to do the things that may not get as much praise as scoring. Rebounding, passing the ball, making sure to be an extension of the coaching staff on the floor. You're seeing that from Trey McGowan's here this afternoon.
Former Edmonton Stinger. Gilliard the second tries to keep it going as he worked his way into a crowd, and just couldn't hold on. They'll turn it over. McGowan's bringing it in to the front court. Allen getting away from Adelaide. Adelaide finding a way to get back in front of Teddy. Teddy with the right hand couldn't score it, but Tillman Jr.'s there and tidies up nicely.
Yeah, well, was going to need a little bit of help down there when you got Jeremiah Tillman on the floor in and around the offensive glass. It's not going to be enough for just Olu to get in front. Got to pack the paint against a guy like JT.
Miller Moore finding some space as he had the defense sprawling. And he counts a pair. Five-point game. Adelaide working against Allen. He's found himself with some tough guards this season. That's a tough guard in this league. Teddy Allen. I don't know how that went in. But he did, and he's going to try to make it three.
He is, got it like that. This is a guy that thrives on contact on the drive. You saw him hip to hip with Adelaide the entire way down. Got to exactly where he wanted to and just gave you that soft touch from Teddy Allen. And I love the way he goes about it, man. He's not going to jump out the gym. He's not going to beat anyone in the foot race down the floor, but he's just strong, consistent, and nobody uses angles like Teddy Allen. The guy loves his leverage, and he exploits it every time down the floor.
Turned it into three with his work from the foul line to Teddy Allen. Allen taking care of business at the free throw line this season, up over 90%. Gilliard the second. Working against two players here again, trying to force the ball as he gets covered. Put up by Javonte Brown as they were getting deep in the clock, and that's a bit of a sloppy possession for Calgary. McGowan's the other direction. Nicely done by Trey McGowan's. Stretching the advantage, and we get a timeout on the floor.
Locked down on one end. You saw him make sure to put the vice grips on a G, get down the other floor, and finish with an up and under. Trey McGowan continues to give you positive minutes here. Look at this. Nobody's there for the surge, so Trey just gets to the middle, cuts up, and gives you a righty scoop, causing that timeout. Again, Trey McGowan is showing you his worth on both ends of the floor.
Just a very aware player. You can see him constantly scanning the floor, taking in the information in front of him. Doesn't matter if he's defending or attacking, trying to find what the best choice is. You know, the best players will often say they'll take what the game gives them, and that's what Trey McGowan seems to be doing.
That he is right there, and the stuff that he's giving you is not stuff you can teach either. That's the intangible stuff. You're just born with that as a player. Born leader, born winner. Trey McGowan just giving you that here in the second quarter.
And so the Sea Bears into the timeout with a 10-point advantage. Lead has changed 5 times, but not for a while. The Sea Bears leading just over 10 minutes of the game to this stage. And the 10-point advantage is their biggest lead in the contest. They've got 10 more points than the Surge when it comes to bench points, and that's a sore spot for Calgary really all season long. They've had trouble getting the rotation to contribute up and down.
Yeah, and it's tough when you're a top-heavy team like the Surge are. That makes you so much easier to defend. You're Winnipeg. You know more than likely it's guys like Gilliard and Ruggsy Miller-Moore, even Javonte Brown, who are going to give you shots. And you can kind of rest on your laurels when it comes to defending other guys and overload on some of those top-heavy guys. It just plays right into the hands of the defense for Winnipeg.
Winnipeg 5 of 14 from deep in the contest. Calgary 1 of 9. Calgary with the bottom numbers in the CEBL when it comes to three-point shooting. And they're not seeing an uptick in that so far in the game today. 2.5 to go until halftime. Here's Ruggsy Miller-Moore. Miller-Moore, Javonte Brown. Miller-Moore again. He'll find ball. Extra pass. Adelaide didn't have room. 5 seconds to shoot. And they get it to the inside. But the whistle blows, and the Sea Bears let the Surge off the hook a little bit there.
That they have. But you saw another great defensive possession from a guy like Trey McGowan. Fronting when no one had an angle to get him inside, putting body on Ruggsy Miller-Moore. Granted, he got called for the foul, but the activity from that Winnipeg backcourt right now is making things tough on the Surge on the interior.
Adelaide catch and shoot. Fierce battle for control on the rebound. And the whistle goes. And the hold is on Isaiah Osborne.
Yeah, Osborne and Patterson getting the elbows locked on that one. Easy whistle for the ref to blow.
Both teams on 4 fouls. Deep into the opening half. Deep into this second quarter. Ball inside, looking for Patterson. Patterson was tied up.
It's funny, I was looking over at Dave DeVero, and he was calling for that foul before the ball even got blown in. He's like, take a look. They got my guy hugged up right there, making sure Patterson doesn't even get loose. So again, when you're talking to the official and you're communicating that you feel like there's some incidental contact, do so in a way that's very conversational, and the refs are liable to take a look at it and blow the whistle if they see fit.
Never hurts to make your case, especially in a friendly way.
All right.
Patterson. That one comes up short. Addy Patterson, a good free throw shooter, came into the game at 86% on the season. He gets 1 of 2. Patterson, Miller Moore, Baugh, Javonte Brown, and Deladoon for Calgary. And we've got a change of possession here as they surge, make a stand, and get it back.
Yeah, you'll take that. Mason Krause jumping from the forecourt into the catching it in the air and landing in the backcourt. That is indeed a backcourt violation. So if you're Calgary and you get an unforced error opportunity, you got to make them pay here on this side of the floor.
Ball movement here looks good. Baugh driving, loses the handle. Brown takes it back inside for Baugh. Thought about going outside, can't score, but Deladoon is there, and he puts it away.
Way to stay with it right there. Winnipeg's doing a great job of packing the paint on the offensive end against Calgary, but Olu just kind of slides in, find himself uncontested for an easy putback.
Javonte Brown keeping an eye on Allen. His long arms trying to contain the man who's averaging 27-7. That's out of play. It will stay with Winnipeg. 9 seconds to shoot. 1:37 to go in the second quarter. Calgary 0-9 on the year, looking for their first win of 2026. The Sea Bears looking for a second consecutive win. And that's a winning play right there, striking very quickly. Patterson around Krause, up top of the ball on the move, into the hands of Miller Moore. Miller Moore, perimeter, Deladoon. Deladoon stepping back for 3. Yes, sir!
Major right there for Olu Deladoon. You got turned around by Teddy Allen, but you were able to collect yourself, take that slight step back, create a little space, knock down the 3. That is big time from Deladoon.
Talked about the dry spell for Olumide Deladoon in shooting the 3. He's got the ability as the whistle goes. Sometimes it's a matter of don't think, kid, just play. And that looked like a play there that came naturally to Deladoon.
Certainly. You already know he strokes it from range. So like you said, don't think, baby, just shoot. Catch, shoot. Catch, shoot. And it's major from a guy like Olu Deladoon, who's been struggling from range. So when you're able to work Teddy Allen into a twist right there, step back, and knock down that triple, that gets you back to what you do best if you're Olu, and that is fire it from range.
No hesitation for 2-3 in the Red Hawk jersey, and a big 3 points. But now down at the other end, the Sea Bears looking to reach the 50 mark with this attempt from the line from McGowan's, and they'll get there. So the lead is 8. As Gilliard checks in, Patterson will sit down. Krause, Balamu, Tillman Jr., Allen, McGowan's for Winnipeg as they defend here. Ball in a hurry to the corner. Up top for Miller Moore, sizing things. 2 for 1 potentially here for Calgary. Miller Moore tries from deep. That is shy. Picked up by Baugh. Can he save it? It's going to go to Winnipeg. Sea Bears trying to manage time wisely here, heading to the halftime break. They don't want to do anything to give Calgary life. 1 point separated the teams on Friday, with the Sea Bears taking the edge to the locker room. Up top, McGowan's. Now McGowan's getting inside and calls his own number, and that's another clever play for Trey McGowan's.
His first step one more time. Trey McGowan's gonna give it to you on a repeat play from earlier, up and under with the spin.
No shot clock. Gilliard trying to make the most of this. Gilliard working to his left, back to his right. Finds Baugh. Baugh hesitating, needs to shoot it, gets the shot up. and it'll come up just short as the opening half comes to an end. Calgary with an 8-point advantage at one point in the opening quarter, but the Sea-Bears find their game, take advantage of some loose ball management from Calgary, and they head to the locker room with a 10-point edge. It's 52-42 halfway through this one.
Yeah, you can say that again, Mitch. Great job in the second quarter from guys like Trey McGowns and Nate Balamu as well, creating turnovers and turning them into points on the other end. 9 points in turnovers. Great start to the game.
And Deb is standing by now with our halftime guest. Deb, we'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Trey McGowan's with me now. You matched their intent today. They came out quick. I thought it was going to be a bit back and forth like we saw on Friday at Winnipeg, but you guys matched that intensity and then maintained that lead through the second quarter. What was the difference today?
Just defense. Last game, first half, both teams were struggling, but we really didn't play the best defense. And as long as when we get stops and get out and run, that's the best version of us. And then when we get stops, we just got to finish with rebounds. Something we struggle with most of the season. That's what probably one of the bigger reasons for our losses.
Yeah, and you talk about that defense. Great job on turnovers. How key is it to capitalize on those?
It's super key. I feel like we force a lot of turnovers per game, and for the most part, we take care of the ball. Obviously, the last couple of losses, we haven't taken care of the ball on the road, so that was a big focus going into the day.
Okay, Trey, what do you got to do to secure the win after this in the second half?
Just finish strong. Keep playing together, playing inside out. When we get it into our bigger players, even bigger guards such as Teddy, Tilt. We have a lot of different players, so just continue to play together.
All right, okay, thank you so much for this. Good luck in the second half. Take care. All right, that's Trey McGowan's. Right now, the Winnipeg Sea-Bears 10-point lead going into the half, 52-42 over the Calgary Surge. You're watching the CEBL on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
And Mason Krause wins it for the Winnipeg Sea-Bears. The opening day hero for the hometown kid.
So off the top, I mentioned some rivalries and some great Canadian talent. And it's so funny, in the West, it's already starting to heat up in terms of the Winnipeg Sea-Bears, giving the Vancouver Bandits a push. A big reason is because of one of their Canadians, Mason Krause, who is, I love the fact, a U Sports alum, just like myself. He's also a hometown kid. Manitoba Bison, played 5 years there. Now he's playing in the CEBL. I swear he's going to be a household name. And so we're going to help him become a household name as he joins us today. And Mason, welcome and congratulations. And first, foremost, Manitoba, for me, historically is known for hockey players and football players. Now producing hoopers, evidently. How, coming out of the province, did you decide to pick up a basketball?
It's just, especially because my dad was big into basketball. He played university basketball. And when I was a kid, he just always was just like having us outside playing all the sports, and just basketball just came naturally for me. And it just came on the sports I loved. And with my two brothers always just competing, and now with basketball in Winnipeg becoming a big thing with the Winnipeg Sea-Bears, and now with the landscape of like basketball Manitoba expanding, it's just become more of a thing. And now we're trying to catch up to Toronto, but it's going to take time, but it's awesome now here in Winnipeg.
We talked about the Canada jersey, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the jersey that I see over your shoulder in the background, the framed Kobe Bean Bryant jersey. It all makes sense now because you play with a little bit of a Mamba mentality, but why Kobe on the wall?
It's just the mentality thing. Like there's still in here, like this is like kind of our weight room at my house. So just knowing that, like, hey, like every single day you just got to keep pushing and not like take things for granted. Because especially like even in the CBL, your minutes aren't granted to you. You don't deserve or have a right to those minutes. So just being able to push through and just compete and just work for it. That's why that jersey's up there.
Well, it makes sense. The 24-year-old who is so young, you probably didn't even really get to see most of Kobe's career like in the flesh, but you're repping him, so that just shows the legacy. And you are quickly creating your own legacy. You know, one day there's going to be kids in Winnipeg and Manitoba potentially with a Krause jersey on their wall, a little Sea-Bears jersey on their wall. But I before I let you go, I'm wondering what this has been like for you. I talked about you becoming a household name. Like I'm actively buying Mason Krause stock because I love where your game is going, and how you're a breath of fresh air in the league. But the reaction that so many people have had online, and I'm sure in person, to the start of your career, what's that been like?
Oh, it's been awesome. I got a lot of support from my teammates and from the city. You know, that's one thing in Winnipeg, that you're gonna, even if it's going bad, they'll let you know. But if it's going well, like, they'll be there to support you and just put you up and be like, hey, like, even though you're young, we believe in you. And then same with my teammates. Like, after even when I made the shot or anything this season, good or bad, they're still there to support me. And that just says the state of like what Winnipeg is. We're just a city ready to compete, and then we're just gonna be there for each other.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa. Thank you. That's my job. So you were saying...
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
The CDIC was established by the Government of Canada to protect deposits in case of bank failure. Coverage is free and automatic when you bank with a member institution.
Whoa, thanks.
That's my job.
Protecting your deposits, that's what we do.
Back to Calgary, Mitch Picon, Jermaine Cummings with you. Deb Matjitschka, the third member of our team. It is a 10-point halftime lead for the Winnipeg Sea-Bears, who are trying to sweep the home and home between these two teams. Winnipeg coming on as this game has gone on and putting themselves comfortably on top at this stage. As we get a look at some of the pictures from the opening 20 minutes, what we can get a sense of is that Calgary did some of the things they wanted to do in that opening quarter, ultimately building up an 8-point advantage, but Winnipeg found their game. We'll get to Winnipeg in a minute. What did you like about what you saw from Calgary early on?
Ball movement was on point for the Surge at the beginning of the game. Shooting as well from range was on point. But most importantly, the defense was doing such a great job of limiting Winnipeg to only one shot. One and dones will always work in your benefit when you're trying to get out in front. You saw it early on. They did a good job of securing second chance opportunities, going into the paint the other way and getting those quick buckets. The problem became when things get a little bit sticky, when Winnipeg starts to pack that paint a little bit. So what that left is Calgary open from range to take some shots. You miss a couple, give up a couple transition buckets going the other way. That is a recipe for disaster, and that's why you're seeing the 10-point deficit here from the Suns.
Olumide Adeladun has been a bright spot for Calgary, coming off the bench in this game. He's got 8 points and a couple from deep. He's been trying to heat up from long range. It's a strength of his game, and I think they'll be able to build on that at least as a bright spot from their first 20 minutes.
Yeah, most certainly, and especially when you're watching Winnipeg pack the paint continuously. You're seeing it. They're not letting Javonte Brown get the same touch as he did 2 days ago in Winnipeg. They're not letting Evan Gilliard get to the paint and finish up and underneath uncontested like he was in Winnipeg. So what that's going to do is that's going to leave that perimeter wide open. So guys like Addison Patterson, Olu Adeladun, they can set back and start to make things happen. But let me tell you something about a takeover and Trey McGowan for Winnipeg. Unbelievable playing from him. When you're talking about Trey, 100% from range, 100% from the free throw line. Come on, 9 points, 3 rebounds, but most importantly, 4 assists. That is matching the Calgary Surge's steal total from that first half opportunity. So if Trey McGowan is able to take over a game single-handedly like this, you've got to flip things right now for the Calgary Surge when it comes to defense.
When he talked with Deb Matjitschka at halftime, he talked about it all starting at the defensive end, and he was behind that. Those 4 steals were really instrumental in turning the tides in this ball game. We'll take a look at some of the numbers now as these teams regroup and kind of set their strategies for the second half of the game. And the numbers will tell you the story. The Winnipeg CEBLs have really taken over the ball game, and I think the challenge now for both teams is to get the right mindset, because Winnipeg, their job is looking easier now, but they've got to be careful they don't relax. And if you're Calgary, well, they've got to get that mindset that this one's not over. There's still half a ball game.
Exactly. Tap into that same feeling you had at the beginning of the game. Forget the score. It's 0-0 game. Come out with that same fight, that same energy that puts you out in front early in the game. Because like you said, if Winnipeg comes out here in in the third quarter and kind of eases up a little bit, say, hey, we're up 10, let's try to coast to the finish, Calgary can't play into the hands of that. Bring back that same fight. And again, you've seen the defensive opportunities here on the other end. Pack that paint. You're seeing Trey McGowan, Jeremiah Tillman, kick it back out. Couple screen and rolls, get some guys in some corners, and knock down those threes. They're wide open for you.
All right, halftime numbers I think are available. Let's see if we can take a look at those and check out the info from our opening 20 minutes. Okay, well, we'll move along here on our halftime show as we continue from Calgary. As we mentioned, a good opening to the ball game from Calgary and a real turnaround of the ball game from Winnipeg, and our second half awaits, so we will pause and come back with more from Calgary in just a minute. Deb will catch up with Winnipeg General Manager and head coach Mike Rainbow. You're listening to and watching the CEBL on CEBL Plus and YouTube.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. You gotta love a Canadian boost. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun, or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
Winnipeg CEBLs General Manager and head coach Mike Rainbow with me now. Mike, how pleased were you with what you saw from your team in that first half?
Yeah, I was happy with our response to the hot start by them. You know, first 5 minutes they were making everything, so I thought we did a decent job of weathering the storm there, and you know, we had managed to string some stops together and build a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, it looked like it might be a repeat of Friday's game, the back and forth through that first quarter, but really it seemed like a bit more than weathering the storm, because really took control of that game in the second quarter, 10-point lead going into the half. What do you think was key really in that one?
I think the big key for us is trying to control the ball. I mean, they're really talented off the dribble, and when they get in the paint, it causes a lot of problems for us. Second half of the second quarter there, I thought we did a bit better job of staying in front of the ball.
Yeah, your defense did come up quite big. Can you talk about Trey McGovern's play?
Yeah, he was great. I mean, obviously, he had some highlight plays on the offensive end down here, but really he was plus 22 for us. So he's making some plays at the opposite end where, we're asking him to cover some tough checks, and he's doing a really good job of being physical and playing without fouls.
Yeah, so you maybe didn't match the intensity that the Surge came out with. Certainly you're going to have to do this in the second half. How do you do that? How do you keep that momentum rolling?
Yeah, for us, we just got to continue to focus to play one possession at a time and do our best to stay connected, and we know that it's not going to be an easy task, so we're hopefully up to the challenge.
All right, well, good luck in the second half. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you very much.
All right, Mitch, Jermaine, back to you guys.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you to Mike Rainbow for joining us as well. Always a good guest and very insightful in terms of his sense of that opening half. We'll move now to our players to watch, checking in on Teddy Allen and Addie Patterson. Teddy Allen in that opening half, 12 points, and it's an interesting 12 points because we've been talking about a lot of better players.
Yeah, that we have. He's been real under the radar, has Teddy Allen. Like you said, a quiet 12 points, which should be a point of contention here for the Calgary Surge going forward. It's just a matter of time before Teddy really starts to look for his shot. So consider yourself lucky in this situation that Teddy hasn't done so yet. Be prepared for him to turn it on in the second half.
Addie Patterson's got 10 points, but he also has 3 personals, so he's going to have to walk that line. It's tough for him because he's a player who thrives on emotion.
That is, and he's a very physical guy as well. So like you said, this is going to be a situation where Patterson has got to understand he's only got 2 more fouls to play with, and he is going to be so key for this Calgary Surge team to get the win today. So let's see if you can walk that line between physical play, but not necessarily physical that gets fouls called against.
Surge have 2 players in double figures. Rugsy Miller-Moore with 12 points. Patterson, the aforementioned, with 10. Alumea Dadaldoon coming off the bench has 8. And good signs from him with a couple from long range. On the other side, we talked about the 12 from Allen. There's also the 9 from McGowan's and a bunch of other numbers beside his name. 7 from Hildebrand and 7 from another starter in Isaiah Osborne, who was impressive in his debut. Jeremiah Tillman with 7 as well in this one. Osborne limited to 2. That might be a concern for Calgary because he's going to get into the game at some point. But the numbers are interesting, but the big picture is what matters. And right now, it's a team that's 5-4, up by 10 against a team that's 0-9 and trying to avoid history they don't want to be a part of. The record for consecutive losses to start a season, the record for consecutive losses within a season is 10. The Newfoundland Growlers setting that in 2022. Dave DeVero's side's not thinking about that right now, but it does loom large overhead.
Yeah, it's time to dig deep here for the Surge in this one. You see it, 20 minutes left in this game. You're down 10 at home, as I said, in front of a record-setting crowd here at WinSport Arena. Again, it's time for you to lock in and understand what you're getting from this Winnipeg team in the second half. Guys like Trey McGowan's and Jeremiah Tillman are really locked in defensively. You understand that they're rotating. There's nowhere for you to go off of the screen. So, like I said, you're going to get some opportunities from range, but you got to convert when you get them.
See if they can do that in this second half. The Surge were 2 of 12 from beyond the arc in the opening half, 5 of 14 for Winnipeg. Winnipeg shooting 51.4% in the opening half overall. And Winnipeg at 46.3. Volume in the building loud. The crowd is a big one today. They want to see things turn around. So loud, I'm not sure I said those numbers right. The Calgary 51.4 from the field in the first half, and Winnipeg 46.3 in our second half is underway. The Surge in their Red Hawk uniforms with Baugh, Gilliard II, Javante Brown, Addison Patterson, and Rugsy Miller-Moore. And the defense stands tall for the Sea Bears to set a tone in this second half. Underneath for Hildebrand, nowhere to go. He'll get it back up top. McGowan's talked about stops being key and then making them count. Critical as well. They did it in the first half and getting into the lead. Just about did it there. They'll get a second chance thanks to Osborne's awareness. Allen sizing things up, working against Gilliard, turns, and he'll hit the 2.
Like the OG down at the rec center, you saw Teddy Allen settle in, just kind of touch up against EG a couple times and spin over that right shoulder. Pretty looking shot and a good job exploiting the size disparity.
Third quarter was critical in the ball game on Friday night. The Sea Bears finding a way to really take charge. And they defend strong here, continuing the tone they set on that earlier possession. Trying to get control of the game, but McGowan's gets that mid-court line. It's back to surge possession on the over and back.
And historically, those are the type of plays that Calgary thrives on. Intense one-on-one defense. You saw Damian Ball pressure up McGowan, push him right back into the backcourt. That's the kind of effort that's needed here to get back into this.
Gilliard the second, little bit of room, he'll float it. Taken by Tillman Jr. Good position underneath for Jeremiah Tillman. Tillman averaging 5 and change boards per game coming into this one. Allen 27-7 tonight entering the action. Had a dozen in the first 20 minutes. Looking for more here. Thought there was contact on the release there. This one's out of bounds. Calgary's going to take it.
Yeah, tried to run the same play. A little ISO action for Teddy Allen, but this time, much bigger defender and Ruggsy Miller-Moore was able to stop Teddy Allen from getting to that spot and make sure to get a hand up and contest it as well.
Gilliard the second waits for the help from Javonte Brown. Can't get it to Brown, cutting to the basket. The pass, a tough one to pick up for Miller-Moore. And the Sea-Bears will take over in the surge. A little out of sorts to begin this second half.
Yeah, you can say that again. I tell you, if you're trying to pull yourself up, it's going to start on this end of the floor. Keep playing good defense, and the offense will come to you.
Next play mentality. They've got to be able to flush those errors and take what's in front of them. Allen trying to take what's in front of him. Patterson working hard to defend, but experiencing what a lot of experienced over the years up against Teddy Allen.
Yeah, I told you at halftime that Teddy Allen was starting to look for his now. You come out of the halftime break, if you're T8, 3 consecutive shots for 4 points. He's starting to get to his now, is Allen.
Patterson on the drive, hands it off to Brown. That should be an easy finish, and he'll get to the stripe.
There it is, and that's what you want to see. You already know Winnipeg is making things very tough for you in the restricted area, so follow the ball handler. Good job by Javonte Brown, picking it up, making sure to get 2, potentially for 1 more here as well.
Trying to turn it into a 3-point trip, an important one, maybe a spark for Calgary. Your seat is waiting for you to catch every single game live from WinSport Event Center. Get your tickets at calgarysurge.ca/tickets or by scanning the QR code. Good crowd here today. Lots of folks picking up their tickets for this one. Trying to see the home team fight back, get that first win of the season. Calgary won 3 of 4 between the teams last year. They've met twice in the playoffs over the years. Calgary's won both of those. We talked about Osborne trying to find a way into the game. There's a good start.
Yeah, another defensive breakdown. And just like you saw in that second quarter, Calgary late to that corner rotation, and it's a wide open Jay from the short porch.
Baugh gets it up, he scores, and he will go to the foul line. Baugh's been waiting for one to fall, and persistence pays.
Yeah, and sometimes all it takes is one right there from a guy like Damian Ball. Faster than his checks, longer than his checks, stronger than his checks. But like you said, he just had an issue finishing today, but got that one to go. We'll see if he's able to get the free throw and build on top of it.
6'4", 194, Damian Baugh got into 15 games at Charlotte in the NBA at 24-25. Up over 20 points a game in 34 games with the Valley Suns of the G League last year. And he does turn it into 3 for Calgary. Sea-Bears lead is 11. Osborne, Krause inside, Tillman. Good ball movement, good player movement, good execution. That's a good possession for Winnipeg. Javonte Brown a long way from the basket, thought about the pass, able to retain possession, still 8 to shoot, driving his ball, doesn't go, but they team up to make it work.
Yeah, AP crashing right there. You see, once again, Patterson showing you what he's able to do when no one puts a body on him.
Patterson trying to get the body on the attacking McGowans, and the whistle goes. What are they saying here? Foul on the floor?
Yeah.
And that is 4 in the game on Patterson.
Smart move right there from Trey McGowans. You saw that a guy like Patterson was not set, so you attack that body. Put him on the back step right there, create some contact, and like you just said, that's number 4 right now for Addy Patterson.
So Adeladoon comes in. Patterson will have to sit. Tough for a guy like that who loves to compete. Fouls have predetermined his fate. Teddy Allen taking care of business once again.
Quick scoop off the inbound play and hit him with the hook shot. Teddy Allen getting to it here in the third, just like we saw coming.
Gilliard the second, looking for some motion away from the ball. Gets it out for Adela Dune. He takes the three. Brown outnumbered, can't come up with the rebound. McGowan's on the move. Picks up the pace. Underneath he goes. Tillman Jr. And that's team basketball paying off for the Winnipeg Sea-Bears. We get a timeout to lead up to 15 as the Sea-Bears look like a team that's just as comfortable playing on the road as they are at home. They've got themselves a nice edge. This is CEBL basketball, and it's live on CBC Gym, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Need a goalie? I'll hop in here. Let's have some fun.
Whether it's on the ice or on our app, always play for the fun of the game. Gamble responsibly with Play Alberta.
Strong start to the second half for the Winnipeg Sea-Bears. They have outscored the Calgary Surge 13-8 and extended their lead to 15. Mitch Peacock with Jermaine Cummings and Deb Matjechka.
I'm Mike Rainbow. I am ecstatic right now with the way my guys have responded after the halftime break. Again, you're never too sure how a team that's up 10 going into halftime break is going to come into the third, and Winnipeg is playing desperate right now. Unbelievable defensive rotations, turning it into points on the other end. And again, if you're Mike Rainbow, got to be happy with the guys out.
Driving there is Damian Ball, and that's a little bit more of the good stuff we've anticipated from Ball. Looks like the confidence is starting to come. He gets to the glass and makes a return trip to the line.
Got to get a couple to go, and we saw the three-point play from Ball earlier in this quarter. Come out of the timeout, be aggressive, attack a defense that wasn't necessarily set, and see if you can exploit the holes inside.
Chance to make it three, not this time, but he does get those two. 13-point ball game. Surge without Adonis Arms, who continues to work his way back from injury. Matthew Comba and Marlon Johnson have been signed. They're looking forward to getting into action sooner than later. Osborne guarded by Adela Dune. Adela Dune with a good job defensively. Brown gets the rebound, and the Surge go to the attack. Baugh gets in a bit of a tangle there as he works to the attack, and the whistle goes against the Sea-Bears. Baugh a little shaken up.
Go through the labor here if you're Damian Ball. He seemingly took it on himself after that timeout to try to get it back for his guys. And he's doing so with what he does best, using those quicks, using that speed, using that aggression. Force the defense to commit to making something inside, and something should open up.
Issue at the scorer's table. They're going to sort it out, and we'll get ready to go again. Just past the midway mark of this third quarter. Side of the bounce, Ruxy Miller-Moore putting it back into play. And he finds Ball. Ball on the run to the corner. Adela Dune's open. Too strong. They'll get the rebound. A second chance here. Ball back to the glass. And he scores.
There it is. Once again, Damian Ball. Go right into the chest of the defender. Take away that angle, and you'll get yourself an easy look up top. Great finish right there on the second chance opportunity.
Surge aren't where they want to be in this ball game, but Damian Ball coming along is a positive. They'll try to work off that inside for Balamu. Stopped there by Brown. To the corner. Cheney been very productive off the bench. doesn't add to the total this time. Ball on the run again. Ball, a man on a mission, puts it up, gets the whistle, and this one's going to go the other way.
That's a smart play right there from Nate Balamu. You already know what Damian Baugh is going to do. He's shown you in the last couple of minutes he is going full steam ahead. So to get in front of him, give yourself some good position. And Damian Baugh does you no favors by throwing up that forearm. It's an easy call going the other way.
Second foul of the quarter against the Surge. Sea-Bears on 4 and leading it by 11. Allen guarded by Miller Moore, trying to help out Adela Dune. Allen finds a way to keep it and bury it.
My goodness. Teddy Allen once again showing you some of that mid-range magistry he's known for. Over 3 outstretched defenders as well.
Rugsy Miller Moore coming back and playing to his strengths. Allen gets the speed up. He had an idea how he wanted to finish that one. They're going to say that stays with Winnipeg. Looked like it was out off of Allen. Coming back into play from the baseline with Cheney. Cheney, Tillman Jr., Allen, Krause, and Balamu for Mike Rainbow's side. Allen gesturing there.
Got the elbow up.
And the elbow up. Rugsy Miller Moore taking one for the tee.
Yeah, trying to clear out some space with Teddy Allen, man. Just caught Rugsy on the temple. Rugsy said, finally, I'll see some of that physicality. Now it's up to the Surge to make sure to capitalize on the situation on an unforced error here from the Winnipeg Sea-Bears.
And the Sea-Bears into the penalty as well with almost 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Miller Moore, Brown, on to Gilliard. Gilliard finds Miller Moore, still 8 to shoot. Miller Moore turns the corner, mid-range, that's good.
There you go, take what the game gives you. Mason Krause is shading you to the baseline. You drive right, and he's got no help. Up and over. Easy 2 for Rugsy on the move.
67-58 Sea-Bears in the lead. Surge led by as many as 8 in the opening quarter. Drive and the foul. The Sea-Bears will head to the line.
Another smart play from that Winnipeg backcourt, whether it's Trey McGowns, whether it's Balamu, whether it's Amani Cheney. They're doing such a good job of recognizing when there is no help on an ISO defender. Get to the hoop and you're just getting to the cup and finishing every time.
You can catch all the exciting basketball available from Canada Life Center in downtown Winnipeg as part of Sea-Bears Summer. Be sure to pick up your tickets by visiting seabears.ca/tickets or scan the QR code. And what a place that is to see a basketball game. They have a terrific building. They've got a terrific environment there. Sea-Bears do a wonderful job staging their games, and what a sports town. It's been a smash success in the Manitoba capital and continues to be so. Get your tickets and check it out for yourself. The Sea-Bears team handling a difficult schedule to begin the year. They look like they're going to be very competitive. Vancouver leading the conference at 7-2. Winnipeg next at 5-4. Edmonton and Saskatoon each at 3-5. The Surge trying to play catch up there at 0-9. Inside, Javonte Brown has to come down with it. They'll move it around. Rugsy Miller Moore making moves. Rugsy Miller Moore having to deal with 2 defenders. Tough shot deep in the clock. Surge get the second chance, can't finish it. They will keep the basketball, but you have to admire the Winnipeg defending there.
Oh my goodness, I've talked about it earlier. I'm about to talk about it again. Jeremiah Tillman. This addition of Tillman to the interior of Winnipeg has spoke volumes, and you're seeing it today. Not only the guy left to pass, but he's always there on his rotation, just being a deterrent inside.
Rugsy Miller Moore went for the shot. He was fouled, says the official. Sea-Bears don't like it. They are really locked in defensively. I mean, you can tell everybody is thinking the same thing. Trying to make that basket a tough place to get to.
Yeah, and that's been the case ever since Calgary got out to that hot start first. Mike Rainbow called that timeout, and ever since then, the team defense has been next level for these Sea-Bears, and you're seeing what it's doing for them.
Rugsy will go to the line. Calgary 0-4 against Western Conference opposition. The CBears 3-1 against the West. Mike Rainbow's team got a week of practice before the start of this home and home. Really important to take advantage of those opportunities. They're few and far between during the season, and he has to be pleased with the way his team is operating since that time in the gym. The Surge have not been able to get a practice under interim head coach Dave DeVero to this point. Got a violation there?
Yeah, that it was. They just got Swanton Roger getting into the lane before he could, and that's unfortunate because that one fell for Ruggsy Miller-Moore, but time to shake it off. Make sure to get right back to playing defense here. Looks like TA's been busted open. We got some blood on him here, so they're going to get him switched out.
Teddy Allen going to have to come to the sideline, get some attention. And they get back underway. Tillman Jr. away from the basket, watched by Swanton Roger, the rookie off the bench, trying to stand his ground. And that's easier said than done.
And it is, especially against an offensive force that is Jeremiah Tillman. Just squared up one time and decided to take Swanton Roger to the basket. Got fouled, now he's going to go to a place where he's been very successful in his career, and that's the free throw line.
First personal, 14 foul. At the line for Winnipeg.
Surge with Edgem, Miller-Moore, Swanton Roger, Adeladoon, and Gilliard on the floor. Tillman Jr. unable to get the first one to go. Surge trailed by 14 when they hit target score time on Friday night. They trail by 9 in the third quarter here. The CBears reach the 70-point mark and extend the gap. CBears with Balamo, McGowans, Tillman Jr., the newcomer Burns, and the University of Manitoba product Kraus.
That's a tough one right there.
Foul that time on the offense. It's Gilliard tagged with the foul, his first, but most significantly, possession changes hands. Both teams into the penalty. Hand off for McGowans. McGowans up and under. Ruggsy reading the play well, gets in and gets the ball back for Calgary. McGowans making it tough for him to get it into the front court. Two now on Miller-Moore. Defensive intensity continues to impress from Winnipeg. Miller-Moore inside, finds Edgem, and they'll put it away.
There it is right there. If you're going to draw two defenders, somebody has got to move. Good read and react by Dion Edgem. Drive baseline and get you an easy two.
Edgem with that size and strength coming off the bench, trying to help the group to get some energy. Burns to the outside. Open look there, off the mark. Tillman Jr., oh my, got position. And with a little extra something, adds two on.
It's curtains right there if he's able to get a second chance opportunity. And you've seen in the second half, Jeremiah Tillman is going to work both ends of the floor when it comes to rebounding and 2 more points.
Got position and made the most of it. Pass inside, Swanton Roger trying to get to the basket. And McGowans puts his hand up.
And you like that from Swanton Roger. You're already seeing that Jeremiah Tillman is going up high, looking to double the ball handler. So if you're his check, cut. Be an easy receiver for a pass. And right there, a ref is giving a warning right there to the Calgary bench for Evan Gilliard, saying that he embellished that last offensive foul opportunity. Just warning him. And that's a tough break for EG because the guy's small enough as it is. And he's willing to stand in there and take driving takes. So from my vantage point, it didn't look like a flop, man. He just stood in there and took the big charge, but nonetheless, the official saw it differently.
He'll tuck that away, make the adjustments. He's a veteran player. Surge in the last minute of the third quarter. 9 points behind. Allen can't score it. Good battle underneath, and how about that extra effort from Burns to make a difference?
That's exactly it. Whether it's Tillman, whether it's Burns, whether it's McGowan's, the crashing of the offensive glass has been the story in this third quarter, and it's killing the Calgary Surge at this point.
So Burns heads to the free throw line. Played in the top league in Israel before making his way to Winnipeg. Averaged 13 points a game, 6 boards. Out of Youngstown State. DJ at 25 years of age now. Settling in as a Sea Bear. And I think they like what they see in the early going. Damian Baugh orchestrating things. Baugh trying to find a little breathing room against this suffocating defense. And Swanton Roger puts it away.
There it is, and Damian Baugh, I've talked about it before. His initial reaction is wanting to facilitate. He can score, but he's looking to dish. Great screen set by Swanton Roger. Perfect dive and an easy 2 up at the rim.
Good understanding, that two-man game, and they get the Surge within 10. Now they try to get a stop here late in the third quarter. Oh, wide open from the perimeter, Tillman Jr., and that's something he's shown he can look after.
Most certainly. Tillman Jr. has got a stroke inside and out. Got to realize and go see him if you're the Surge defense.
Third quarter comes to a close on a miss, and that is a good usage of time deep in the frame from the Winnipeg Sea Bears. They came out strong, and they finished strong.
Yeah, you love that. Both ends right now for Winnipeg. Great job in that third quarter.
And so they take a sizable advantage to the fourth quarter. Let's see if the Surge can dig back in. It's CEBL Basketball Live, and it's on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body. You don't just fuel your body. You fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team's score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
Back to Calgary, and time now for the cruise of the game presented by Cal Tire, and this sort of encapsulates the ball game from a Winnipeg standpoint. Great defense leads to offense.
Easy money right there. Cruising this day is Trey McGowan. As you saw him bait the pass, get that steal, fire that thing up into the hands of Mason Krause, who finished +1 right there, and he did complete that three-point play. Great cruise right there from the Winnipeg Sea Bears early on. Cruising to it here with 10 minutes left.
78-65 as we begin the fourth quarter. Winnipeg with the advantage, trying to up their road record to 3-4. Lost their last road game, 97-91 against Montreal. That was the back half of a doubleheader. The night before that, they were able to win in Ottawa by the largest margin they have experienced this season, 29 points, 117-88. Early foul as we start the fourth quarter. The Sea Bears with good-looking numbers all over the stat sheet. They've got the edge in points from turnovers, got the edge in second chance points, fast break points, and bench points. Top scorer in the game as well, and Teddy Allen with 20. Gilliard trying to get tough there defensively, and the Surge will get it back.
Great job right there as EG pressed up on Jeremiah Tillman, didn't give him really much places to go, and just like that, created a turnover after committing a foul. That's a good fight right there out of Gilliard.
Baugh, Gilliard, Swanton, Roger, Edgem for Calgary on the floor, joined by Miller Moore. Allen gets the rebound. Allen, Krause, Tillman Jr., Burns, and Osborne for the guests. There's an opening. Here comes the big man, and he's fouled on his way as Swanton Roger blocks the path.
Well, again, bag depth on display for Jeremiah Tillman, who did roll over on the ankle, taking off, and we'll see if he's able to shake it off and shoot these free throws, but a great job by him.
2 fouls on Swanton Roger. He's going to make his way over to the bench and get some basketball education from the veteran Dave DeViro. Dion Edgem coming to get a seat as well. When it comes to fouls, Addy Patterson, who you haven't seen for a while, has 4. 3 on Edgem and 3 on Javonte Brown. 2 players with 3 on the Winnipeg side, Hildebrandt and Osborne. Tillman Jr. to the foul line. 60% foul shooter at tip. That one doesn't go. Ruggsy, Miller Moore at the controls. Ruggsy with 18 as the fourth quarter got underway. Hit the 1,500-point mark on Friday in Winnipeg. Gilliard turns the corner, high off the window, can't score it. Javonte Brown keeps it alive. Into the corner. Gilliard thought about it. Krause taking away options. Gilliard inside. Here comes Brown and swatted by Tillman Jr., but the foul is called. That's better movement, better assertiveness from Calgary.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen that old team of Evan Gilliard and Javonte Brown hook up, but they're coming out the gates in the fourth doing just that. And that's what Evan Gilliard is able to provide when you attract so much from the defense. Someone's going to be wide open. Dive to that basket. Let EG set you up for an easy deuce.
Calgary back in action here against Brampton on a Wednesday. Brampton off to a great start to the season. Winnipeg heads home to take on Vancouver Thursday. And they'll welcome in Edmonton on Saturday. That one short from Javonte Brown, and jumping in front of him to catch the rebound was Osborne. McGowan's calculating. Forced wide by Baugh. McGowan's trying to get inside. He got there and had the patience and poise to get the shot away. He was sure he drew a foul, but showed his veteran poise and finding a way to score just the same, and we got a timeout.
Stopped on a dime. Lose the defender. Trey McGowan's showing you a varied offensive game. What a job by him. And it's not easy to do. You got defenders staying with you the entire time, but you saw him put the brakes on and get that easy two. He's been giving you a slice of that all night long.
Trey McGowan's, formerly with the Edmonton Stingers, just finished his 3rd year in the G League with Austin. He's out of the University of Nebraska. He's also played internationally in Hungary and Poland. And you know, these guys, it's no coincidence that they end up finding work on a regular basis. They bring something, and a guy like that is just such a good addition to the team.
Yeah, you couldn't show me a GM or CEO across the planet right now that wouldn't want Trey McGowan in his huddle. He's shown you the leadership from being an extension of the coaching staff on the floor. You heard his words at halftime on how much he trusts his guys and what it's going to take to stay in this one. And you see him producing on the floor as well. He gives you absolutely everything you want when you're looking for someone to be an addition to your franchise.
He's got 11 points. He's got 5 rebounds. He's got 4 assists, 4 steals. Really setting the tone with his defense, but in a general sense, adding to a real calm and poise from this Winnipeg team. They just look like they understand what they're here to do, and they're going about it.
Yeah, when you're out on the floor and your point guard is showing you that poise, showing calm, it's easy to follow suit. You want to play with him. You want to listen to him. And you see him right now coaching a guy up like Teddy Allen. Trey McGowan's got something to say to everybody, and believe me, they are more than willing to listen.
Serge would do well to listen to these fans who are behind them this afternoon. It's a good crowd. They're looking for a way back in. Gilliard against Krause. Driving, backing off Krause. Perimeter for Miller Moore. Miller Moore Found the horn for Gilliard II. 5 to shoot it. And the whistle blows. That's going to be on Kraus.
Tell you, seeing some great defense right now from the Winnipeg CEBL, and they're doing such a good job. Calgary gives you a heavy dose of dribble handoffs. Guys love to come off of screens, and you're seeing Winnipeg, guys like Mason Krause and Trey McGowan, get skinny, man, split those two players and stay with the ball handler, completely blow up that DHO.
Ball to the inside, he will count. Used his body well there to get position and put it away. Burns for McGowan's. McGowan's really with the freedom to get it up and over the big man, and he takes advantage. Gilliard keeps it himself, looking for 3, and he hits.
At that time of the game, and Evan Gilliard understands that he's too good of a three-point shooter to shy away from that, so he knocks down his first of this half. You'll see if he's able to continue that same trajectory.
Key weapon for the Surge. Do not have a lot of three-point shooters. Gilliard, though, is one. Allen trying to get to the basket. Whistle goes on the floor, and the foul is called. Ball looking to the rafters.
Damon's trying to say I didn't do anything there but pull a chair on him, but official saw something else, saw some incidental contact and blew the whistle in the favor of Teddy Allen.
Krause gets it in for McGowan's. McGowan's holding off ball, up over Brown, and again finding a way.
Let me tell you something, and Tillman is the one who put Brown in the way of McGowan, but it did not matter, man. What a finish.
Patterson back out for Gilliard II. Patterson in the corner. Krause all over him. Patterson trying to back him off. Plenty of time still for Calgary. Pass from Javonte Brown, knocked out of the air. Krause will pack it into the front court. Inside, Tillman, left unattended.
Breakdown defensively for the Calgary Surge equals another Jeremiah Tillman flush on the interior. Run the floor, get rewarded.
Patterson for Baugh. Baugh down the lane, off the glass, and he's found his scoring in this one. McGowan's to his left. Not this time, a rare miss, and here's Patterson. 15 points separating the teams. Baugh just off that iron, and here comes Allen. Allen on his own draws the contact and will go to the foul line. Surge were held to 72 points, a season low tying number in the loss on Friday. They're at 72 now and down by 15.
That is his 5th foul. He is fouled out of the game.
So Allen to the stripe gives us a chance to remind you that Vancouver is in Winnipeg in midweek, coming up on the 18th, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. First meeting of the season between the two teams, and it's Youth and Sports Night in Winnipeg. Always a great night. Canada Life Center. Expect a big crowd. Why not join them in downtown Winnipeg? Meanwhile, the Brampton Honey Badgers are in Calgary on Wednesday. 7:30 Mountain Time, 9:30 Eastern, second meeting of the season. Brampton drew first blood in the season series. It's part of an East versus West Wednesday night doubleheader. Montreal to Edmonton also taking place. It's, in addition, Pride Night here at WinSport Arena. Evan Gilliard from beyond the arc. That's 3 more.
Yeah, Jeremiah Tillman didn't step up all the way, and that's what you got to do if you're Evan Gilliard and no defense comes to see you, man. Give him 3 from range.
Cheney to the perimeter. Krause looking for 3 of his own. Allen gets the rebound in amongst 3 red shirts. Cheney taking his time. He still has 6 on the shot clock. Contact there. And he's called on the travel. Cheney thought he was pushed. And De La Dune might have got away with one. The Surge will take it.
Might have. They will take it. The question becomes, you've got to make them convert here on the other end if you're the Surge. On first turnover, got to equal 2 or 3 points for you right now if you're Calgary.
Gilliard the second. Brown the screen from Brown, inside for Brown, and Brown denied at the rim by Allen. There's the commitment from Winnipeg on the defensive end, but that is good execution from Calgary on the attack.
That's what you want to see right there. Cut to the basket. Evan Gilliard hit you with the no-look right in the pocket there of Javonte Brown. Good rotation from Teddy Allen, but just a little bit too much body. Got to step up to the line and knock down these two massive free throws against Javonte Brown.
Still a minute 17 before the teams are eligible to begin target score time. Surge, no, this is a key stretch of play. They've got to get this number between them and the Sea Bears reduced as much as possible before the target is posted. Brown gets that to go. 88-77. McGowan's up against Ball. Osborne comes to take the handoff. Here's Allen on the move. Muggsy Miller-Moore staying tight. Allen backing off, gets the shot away, and somehow scores. Muggsy Miller-Moore with a look of admiration for his opponent on that one.
It's all you can have going up against TA. What a bucket. Perfect defense from Muggsy Miller-Moore. Did not matter, man. That is TA at his very best.
Allen with 23. Adeladoon from the corner fakes, steps back and takes. Osborne's got the rebound. To the corner. Back out for Osborne. All kinds of room and time. Offline, and Adeladoon gathers. Gilliard the second with a little help from Brown, who rolls. Timing is off. Ball will take. Still 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ball has it stripped away. Numbers here for Winnipeg. McGowan's attacks and makes it count.
Perfect defense up top between McGowan's and Allen. Fire that thing up and let Trey McGowan do the rest. Get up and get you a hammer. And you've seen it all game long from Trey McGowan. He's going to get you on the run out, sky up, and give you a righty punch on the move. Another transition bucket here from Winnipeg, and that is what you call piling it on.
You'd never know it from his face except for just the slightest hint of a smile there, but I think Trey McGowan is having a good evening in Calgary. He seems to be enjoying himself, even though it's tough to pick up.
You think he's definitely enjoying himself, man. He looked free before the game, and now he is absolutely going to work. What a job from him, specifically in the second half.
Well, you know, it's interesting because we had a chance to talk with General Manager and Head Coach Mike Rainbow before the game. He's always willing to talk, and today again gave us some time, and boy, it was interesting because he talks about the things he wants to see from his team, and you watched him play today, and you see exactly what he's talking about, led by Trey McGowan. So you got a player on the floor who's setting that tone. You got other players around who are buying in, and boy, Winnipeg, you know, they had that schedule, 6 of 9 on the road to begin the season. They had that back-to-back, that was tough. They found a way to get through all that. They won the game on Friday against Calgary, which was big for them, just to kind of get things stabilized a little bit. They come in here at 5-4, but they really come in here with a team that looks like they're much better than just a barely over 500 team.
Yeah, most certainly. And you heard Trey say it to Deb Matty at the halftime break. In the first game between these two teams on Friday, they came out and they laid an egg. Even though they got the win, they were not happy with the way they performed in that first half, and they've completely flipped the switch here today. This is a different Winnipeg team than we saw just 2 days ago when they were able to beat the Surge.
Sea Bears with an 8-point advantage in the second quarter, and they've held advantages in each of the quarters since, giving them the lead they've got. Here comes Allen, and he puts it away. Now Gilliard from long range finds the front rim, and McGowan's controls. We're into the final 4 minutes. The Sea Bears with an advantage greater than the advantage they held on Friday night heading into target score time. Tillman Jr. pauses at the elbow, shoots it. That's not good, but McGowan's will give them a second possession, or extend the possession. Allen over Miller-Moore. Oh! Rebound put away. The putback by Tillman Jr. And this Sea Bears team won't be stopped tonight.
No, absolutely not. And again, if you're a fan of this league, you know what Jeremiah's been able to do. prior to this season, but joining this Winnipeg squad has really freed this guy up to get second chance ops, knock down shots, and give you a healthy dose of defense as well. What a night here for JT.
So they take the foul, they stop the clock. At 96-77, the Sea Bears in command. It's hard to imagine at one point in this scheme, way back in the opening quarter, Calgary had an 8-point edge, and that's when the Sea Bears decided after the timeout, get back to the game plan.
Yeah, that's enough. And like you said, we talked to Mike Rambo pre-game, and he expected that. He knew that Calgary was going to come out of the gate strong. But again, it's effort plays that work out for Winnipeg. Guys like McGowan's and, of course, Jeremiah Tillman, who all night long has been a terror on the interior. Look at him here. Just swim to the front, put it down on 3 Calgary defenders, clear everyone out the way, and just want it more. And that's what you're getting here from Jeremiah Tillman. Want it more.
Awareness, determination, playing for the team at both ends of the floor. The Sea Bears comfortably on top as we work our way into target score time. Winnipeg with a 9-point edge on points off of turnovers, 7-point edge in second chance points, and 10-point advantage in fast break points. Just some of the areas they have excelled in. We're going to head to break in Calgary. Back with more. You're watching on CEBL Plus and YouTube.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster juice. Fuel for what's next.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team's score, add 9 points.
Back to Calgary. Target score time is here. The Sea Bears are 9 away from victory, leading it 96-77, trying to complete the sweep of the home and home and trying to send the Surge to a 10th consecutive loss to start the campaign. Miller Moore guarded carefully by Krause. Works free. Continues to dribble on the perimeter. Now gets to the inside. Swatted away, picked up by McGowan's. McGowan's takes care of the middle, finds the perimeter. Krause. McGowan's up top. Tillman Jr. had to organize, but he knows just what to do. And they get to 98.
Why not? You see what Tillman's giving you, man. He's got great hands up high. Throw that thing into the big man and let him devour.
24 for Tillman. There's 3 down the other end. Dion Edgem with the 3. He's up to 7 points in limited minutes. Allen spinning, getting away from the coverage and cashing in. Teddy Allen, 27 on the evening.
Getting to it, late game time. Teddy Allen turns it on, man. There it is again. Leverage and angles on display.
Rugsy Miller Moore adds to his total. Gets up over the 20-point marker, to the 20-point mark. Allen in the meantime, too strong. Gilliard the second, the outlet was coming, but Trey McGowan's, as he's been all game long, right on top of it. McGowan's with a standout performance here. 5 from the finish line for the Sea Bears. Tillman Jr. working against Javonte Brown, stepping back up and over Javonte Brown. Class is in session for the young Brown in a matchup like this one.
And it is. He's got step backs for you too. Jeremiah Tillman starting to show you something later. There is nothing on this floor offensively he can't get to.
Dion Edgem for another 3.
All right, back-to-back triples. You like that there from Dion Edgem. He's been working on his shot. Good to see it go down, but you got to lock in on this end right here.
3 from Victory for Winnipeg. Foul is called as McGowan's worked his way to the glass. 20 points separated the teams on Friday night. 17, the difference between them here with only 3 points between Winnipeg and Victory. McGowan's reduces that number. Winnipeg coming into the game, the second best free throw shooting team in the league at 82.5%. They get a couple of important ones here as they try to wrap it up. Evan Gilliard along the baseline, the ball. Rugsy Miller-Moore, corner. Evan Gilliard the second for 3. That'll splash. The Surge a long way to go and a short time to get there. Trying to wrap it up. The Sea Bears don't get that one to fall. Ball driving, ball up off the glass, just doesn't fall. Brown had it knocked away. Miller-Moore had it knocked away. Here's Krause, no look pass. Osborne and Rugsy Miller-Moore swats that away.
Oh, well, at least you know the fight's there right to the very end. Rugsy Miller-Moore, a great rim protector at 6'6", and he gives you an example of it right here. Can you dig in and put together a few more stops if you're the Surge? What can you do?
Put into play by McGowan's. Allen curling to the inside, knocked away again by Moore. The ball's going to stay with Winnipeg, however. Dave DeViro doesn't like that decision.
Yeah, that was blatantly off the leg of Teddy Allen. They're going to talk
about it. A couple of officials, getting together here.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll.
Going to stick with the call.
Wow. Okay.
One more, no more for Winnipeg, trying to close this out. Edgem on the inside of a good defensive play. Goes down heavily. Back the other way is Ball. Rugsy Miller-Moore thinking 3. Rebound taken by Krause. Here's Osborne, who debuted with 24 on Friday. Finds Krause. Still 10 to shoot. Krause on the move. Inside, Tillman Jr. Reaching in there to try and knock it away was Javonte Brown, and they say it is off of Calgary. Timeout has been called. Mike Rainbow gonna draw something up here, trying to get to the airport as quick as he can.
Yeah, it's a good idea out there on Rainbow to get something going, because the last couple times down the floor, you're seeing what you wish Calgary had been doing for the entirety of this game, and that is a defensive intensity that is needed to win here in the CEBL. And unfortunately for the Calgary Surge, they've really got themselves up against it here late. But it is good to see they're fighting right to the very end. That is something you can carry forward.
The Surge have added Matthew Comba and Marlon Johnson. They're also anticipating a return from injury for Adonis Arms. So there's hope with some experience added to the lineup. They can be a more competitive team from start to finish in games, have a little extra depth as well. See how soon the new faces can get in. They've got a big test in the Brampton Honey Badgers here in the midweek. Winnipeg Sea Bears are heading home. They got Vancouver on Thursday and Edmonton coming up on Saturday. High scorer in the game is Teddy Allen with 27, just about right on his season average. Jeremiah Tillman with 26, and he's done it a whole bunch of different ways. Rugsy Miller-Moore right at 20 for Calgary to lead the Surge, who need something really never seen before in the CEBL to get out of this one with their first victory of the season.
Yeah, it would be a big opportunity to do it. That's why you play the game right till the very end. But again, like you just said, when it comes to Jeremiah Tillman, that 26 comes on 10 of 14 shooting, 2 of 2 from range. But if you know JT, you know that's nothing special. The guy can knock it down. And also 4 of 6 from the line. This is unprecedented efficiency from Jeremiah. And throw in 9 rebounds to that mix and just being a disruptor on defense, and you got yourself a ball game here for Tillman Jr.
Remarkable performance. They've had some standout performances from players that really are the byproduct of team play. Here's the chance for the win, and there it is. You got to call that, my friend. Isaiah Osborne, window and good. And that's it, the home-and-home sweep for the Winnipeg CEBLs as they take this 107-88 and up their record to 6-4 on the season, 3-4 on their travels, and in good spirits heading home with Vancouver and Edmonton coming their way at Canada Life Centre. For the Calgary Surge, they will fall for the 10th consecutive time to begin the season, matching a CEBL record for consecutive losses to begin a year and consecutive losses within a single campaign. There were moments for the Surge, just not enough of them, particularly against a Winnipeg team that was well prepared and buttoned down. They came with their focus after getting slapped in the face a little bit from the Surge early on.
Yeah, and again, they expected it, and they did a good job of taking that punch from the Calgary Surge, turning it around on them, and making sure to, for the rest of this game, really be the offensive juggernauts that they were. And the best thing about it for Winnipeg is you got it from some guys who are giving it to you in so many different ways. Inside from Tillman, outside from guys like McGowan. Teddy Allen is always going to give you 27 plus. But when you're getting more and more offensive efforts, more and more varied as well, puts you in a great spot.
That was quite the game.
Very impressive performance from the CEBLs after the sluggish start, and they win this one comfortably. 107-88 is your final score. Let's get to Devin, the player of the game, the interview presented by Booster Juice.
Thanks, guys. Jeremiah Tillman with me now. What a game. Once you overcame that slower start, you guys took control of this game and never really looked back. How was that? How did you see it?
We just played them the other day. We traveled yesterday, so today we were just focusing on just getting over that slump. We kind of knew that we was going to start off slow, so we just had to fight through adversity and just stay locked in and keep playing hard.
No worries. You played hard. You expected that. This is only the second time this season that you've been able to string back-to-back wins together. Yeah. How important was that to get that sort of out of the way? Because you did have a tough start on the road to begin this season.
Yeah, like you said, we've been having a tough start on the road. Coach told us before the game that the road game is more so like the playoff game, so we just got to get used to being on the road and being comfortable with being uncomfortable on the road, basically. Yeah.
Well, you were tested early on for sure. You guys feel like you have kind of found a groove now?
We're trying to find it. I don't think we found it completely yet because it's still a work in progress, but we're still trying to find it and find our rhythm. Find our rhythm and just staying locked in because, like you said, the road games ain't never easy. Nobody's going to let you walk in their house and just beat them.
Absolutely. All right, where do you go from here now? What's next?
We go home for a few days. I think we got Vancouver this upcoming Thursday or Friday.
It would be good to go back home, right?
Yes. Glad to go back home.
All right, Jeremiah Tillman, thank you so much for this. Appreciate it. Yes, take care. All right, you are watching the CEBL on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. We'll be back right after the break. Don't go away.
redtag.ca.
At Cal Tire, we're here to drive the best value around with free rotations, price match, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We take care of it all for the life of your tires. Chat with our team at caltire.com.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Back at WinSport Event Center in Calgary following a 107-88 victory for the Winnipeg CEBL over the Calgary Surge. CEBL with consecutive wins in a head-to-head weekend set between the teams. They go to 6-4. Calgary drops to 0-10 with the loss. Well, a CEBL triple header on deck for tomorrow. First off, Niagara River Lions and Brampton Honey Badgers, 7:30 Eastern. Second of 4 meetings on the season between the teams. Also got Ottawa and Saskatchewan, 7:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. First game for the Mamba from Merlis Belcher. And to wrap it all up, the third of the 3 at Dandy. Scarborough Shooting Stars in Vancouver take on the Bandits, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern time. Final game of a Scarborough Shooting Star 3-game road trip. Final game of a Vancouver 3-game homestand. 2 of the top teams in the league in the early season. It should be great. All the action on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Well, once again, the final here, 107-88. The Winnipeg CEBL coming away with the victory. You get a look at some of the action from the game today, and really, after a good start, it saw the Calgary Surge take an 8-point lead in the opening quarter. The CEBL took a timeout, got set, got back to business, and really looked like the better team for the bulk of the evening.
Yeah, they came out defensively engaged like I have never seen the CEBL do after that timeout in the first quarter. And the thing is, for the Surge, if you understand that they are going to completely change the defensive scheme against you, you have to be malleable. You have to be willing to change your style as well. And you just didn't see enough change from the Calgary Surge to a game that was constantly shifting the way it looked. You're going to have to be a better team when it comes to being able to change your offensive team.
Teddy Allen had 27. Jeremiah Tillman finished with 26. He had 9 boards along with those 26 points. Trey McGowan's was outstanding. This was a team effort from the Winnipeg CEBL, and some individuals put up some good numbers along the way. For the Calgary Surge, back to the drawing board, that is. Rugsy Miller-Moore with 20 points in the outing. They're hoping to get some help from some players coming into the lineup. They've got to get it together with the Brampton Honey Badgers coming in the midweek, and 10 losses to begin the season.
Yeah, not a good spot to be in if you're the Surge, but like you just said, Matthew Comba waiting in the wings, Marlon Johnson waiting in the wings, Adonis Arms ready to go as well. And like you just said, with Brampton coming here on Wednesday, just a few days to prepare and get ready for it, because you got to shake it off, because you understand that Brampton has had this game circled on their schedule since the beginning of the season. Got to be prepared for it if you're the Surge.
Another chance for the Surge coming up in the midweek. For the CEBL, a big win on the road, back-to-back wins as they head home. Well, for Jermaine Cummings and for Deb Matiechka, I'm Mitch Peacock. Thanks for joining us, and so long until next time. You've been watching the CEBL on CBC Gem, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.